Baby lights. It's so good to have you back on our channel. Welcome back, and do check out other stories after this one and enjoy. The story today is the continuation of our last story, titled He Made Me Fell and Then He Left. This is the episode 2, and without wasting much of your time, let's proceed. I stared at her, unsure if I was hallucinating. She looked nothing like the image I had painted in my mind, the beautiful woman June-ho left me for. I had imagined someone elegant, cruel, maybe a high society wife in heels too expensive to touch prison tiles. But no, she looked worn. Her face held cracks of betrayal, just like mine. She was the kind of broken that knew the same darkness I did. "I'm not here to insult you," she said softly. "I came because I need answers, too." Her name was Mincio. She didn't cry. Not once. Her voice remained calm. Her fingers never trembled as she slid a photo across the metal table. I recognized the face instantly. June-ho, smiling like the sun had never set on his lies. The photo had a timestamp. 3 months ago. A wedding photo. But the woman beside him was Mincio. "He married me last year," she said. "But that woman isn't me. He's married 3 women in 3 countries." My chest tightened. "He used me," I whispered. "He used all of us," she replied. Mincio had found out about his crimes after discovering falsified business documents in their apartment in Seoul. When she dug deeper, she discovered offshore accounts, manipulated signatures, and more than one woman tangled in his web. She was just a wife. She had unknowingly become a puppet, just like I had. She told me she'd contacted a South Korean anti-fraud organization. They had been tracking June-ho for nearly a year. His face had different names in different countries. He'd posed as an executive, a diplomat, even a university lecturer. He was a skilled manipulator, charming, dangerous. I was just the girl he lied to. I was a victim of an international scammer. Mincio had come to Nigeria not just for answers but to testify. And she wanted me to testify too. I hesitated. "So, just our little tradition. Before we proceed, can you please like the video if you haven't? Comment, like, share, and please don't forget to hit the subscribe button to get updated whenever we upload new stories. Thank you. Now, if you have done that, let's continue our story." The pain was still raw, and the thought of facing his ghost again made my stomach churn. But when I looked down at my swollen belly, I knew I had to do it. Not just for me. For my child. For the other women. For the next girl with a mop in her hand and dreams in her heart. The process was smooth. My name was still dirt to many. Some people still saw me as the girl who stole from her company. But slowly, with Minso's testimony, with help from the anti-fraud group and my lawyer, things began to shift. I was transferred from prison to a rehabilitation center as the court processed the appeal, and then an international arrest warrant was issued for June-ho. He was caught in Bangkok, living under a new identity. The day I got the news, I dropped to my knees and wept. Not because he'd finally been caught, but because justice had cracked open the prison I had carried in my chest for so long. It was over, but it had begun. The months passed slowly. I gave birth in the rehabilitation center, a baby girl with soft eyes and a quiet strength. I named her Uruluwa, the wonder of God. And she was. She cried less than other babies, almost as if she knew I needed silence more than sound. She slept beside me, warm and whole, while I learned how to rebuild my identity. People say healing comes with time, but that's only partly true. Healing also comes with truth, with community, with choosing to wake up each day, even when the weight of betrayal sits on your chest like stone. I started writing my story, not just for catharsis, but to give voice to girls who would be heard. A small NGO picked up my story and shared it online. It went viral. I was invited to speak at a women's conference. The same janitor who used to clean conference halls now holding a microphone. Standing on a stage, Poetic. One afternoon, I received a letter from South Korea. The case against Junho had reached its final judgment. He was sentenced to 12 years in prison fraud, identity theft, and conspiracy to launder funds across multiple countries. Min Seo had divorced him. She now ran a support center for women caught in emotional and financial manipulation. I never heard from Junho. Not once. No apology. No confession. Just silence. But I didn't need his voice anymore. My name was cleared. My charges were dismissed. The government issued a public apology on the company's behalf for their negligence. But even now, when I sit at night watching my daughter breathe beside me, I still wonder, how could he lie so perfectly? How many others did he destroy before me? And would I ever trust love again? I don't have the answers yet. But I do know this. I'm no longer the girl who cleaned floors with bowed shoulders and a quiet heart. I am at ease. A survivor. A mother. A woman who stood in fire and came out gold. And as I prepare for my first international trip to Seoul, to speak at a global women's justice forum, I look at my daughter and whisper, this is only the beginning. Here's a preview of what to see in the coming episode. I arrived in Seoul 3 weeks later. The air was cold, sharp with the scent of winter. On the day of the forum, I stood backstage, waiting for my name to be called. Then, a familiar voice behind me. Soft, uncertain, at ease. I turned, and my breath caught. It was him, not Junho. Someone else. Someone from the past, someone I'd forgotten in the shadows of heartbreak. Do you remember me? He asked, eyes wide with regret. You saved me once, years ago. He held up an old photo of a young man in a janitor uniform, smiling beside me. I never forgot you. My fingers trembled, and I knew this story is done. You are right. The story hasn't ended, and you're right. The journey of Ada still continues. There are so much lessons and new knowledge to be learnt in this story. Do well to stick with us during these times. Final episode will be released on our channel, same time. Please don't forget to comment, share, like, and subscribe. Thank you so much for watching, and see you in our next video. Bye-bye.